All right, everyone. Welcome again. This is the final session of the AngelNV Entrepreneurs Bootcamp. So thank you so much for joining us either in person or online. We're very grateful that many of you have come through the entire program, and we're excited that hopefully you'll be able to take what you've learned here out into your startup, out into the raising capital world, and hope that it'll see you to additional success. Next year, we will have another Entrepreneurs Bootcamp. So you are welcome to come and join us for that session. And I'll talk a little bit about the current pitch conference that's taking place shortly then the applications are open for that. But again, thank you and welcome to the last session of the Entrepreneurs Bootcamp. So again, for those that I know that we had actually a couple of new registrants recently. So I'm going to go over our programming and what AngelNV is for those that are new to this program and give you a little bit of background on that. So AngelNV is a double-sided program. On one end, we have the Entrepreneurs Bootcamp, whereby we take dozens of founders and our entrepreneurs, and we run them through a 13-session, 15-week course where they learn a little bit of Startup 101, but a lot of Raising Capital 101, with particular emphasis on angel investors and early stage, pre-seed, seed stage investors. And we work to provide the education, resources, and the tools to help them make good and informed decisions on how to scale their startup, bring their startup to bear, and what they need to think about when they're considering, or if they're considering, raising initial startup capital to grow their venture. And the exciting part is that this is capped. This puts them all on track to apply for an opportunity to pitch for a $400,000 investment in April, which brings me to the other side of the program, the AngelNV Investors Conference, whereby we take dozens of accredited investors that want to start investing in Nevada-based startups and being active angel investors. And we run them through their own boot camp where they get to work with one another to identify good deals, to conduct due diligence on these investments, analyze the deal terms, engage with the founders, so on and so forth, in an effort to train them how to make good investment decisions and to be good angel investors in the community. And at the end of this program, they're going to invest they're all going to round up and they're going to invest $200,000 in the top startup selected on April 29th. That $200,000 is then matched by the state of Nevada for a grand total of at least a $400,000 in that $400,000 investment in that startup. And that's really compelling. That's really exciting for Nevada Ventures. And this is really only possible through the State Small Business Credit Initiative, or the SSBCI. So we are very proud to be partnered with the state in this program to provide, capital and resources to Nevada startups. In this program, the Governor's Office of Economic Development invests alongside Startup NV and on match terms. So we're investing $200K, they're investing $200K, and this applies to our other programs as well. So we're really excited that we could bring this to bear, and we're really happy to be partnered with the state on this initiative. So today, this is the Entrepreneur Bootcamp Pitch, Practice, and Deconstruction. Maggie's going to go into how this is run, though a number of you may be familiar, but this is the opportunity for you to put yourself out there to get live feedback from our team. And we have seen at least several hundred. And so we have quite a bit of expertise on how a pitch should be structured and the information that investors are looking for in your 1 and 3 minute pitches. And this is a really good opportunity for you to receive that live feedback and to practice. Because the major thing that you're going to need to do if you consider raising capital, if you are going out and selling your venture concept, is you will need to pitch and present in front of people many, many, many times. So there's an opportunity for you to do that in a safe, constructive environment. So we're excited to have you and have those online as well. And please put yourself out there. And again, so as I mentioned, the application is open for you to pitch to our angel investor group. You can find that at angelnv.com/apply, or you can scan this code if you are in the room or if you're online. And this is an opportunity for you to consider that. We are proudly supported by Gust. Gust is a global SaaS platform for founding, operating, and investing in scalable, high-growth companies. And Gus online tools help entrepreneurs start, run, and fundraise for themselves. And it provides tools for investors to conduct deal flow, look at companies, and manage the relationship with the various companies, and for startups to manage the relationship with their investors. So we're pretty happy to be partnered with them in this AngelNV program. We're utilizing their platform to conduct our management of the AngelNV Investor Conference. Again, we are only possible by the efforts of our community and with engagement with our community. So if you are not engaging with us or not following us, please take the time to follow us on various social channels, come out to our events, enroll in our programs, engage with us. We are here as a community advocate and community resource, and that's only possible by the participation of our community. So please give us a follow, come out and engage with us and see what kind of resources we can bring to bear and partnerships we can make.
So this is the one where we're kind of rapid fire pitching, but the first person who signed up, who was actually Greg Love. So you get to go first. You're our guinea pig. We will give feedback to Greg so that he can rework his pitch and pitch again at the end. But then starting with the next person who signs up, we're going to go rapid fire, pitch after pitch after pitch until we're done. And then there will be feedback from the judges. And the judges are Jeff and Roxana, Logan, and me. So we'll be giving you the feedback about your pitches and how you can make them more compelling in just 1 minute. Getting to a 3-minute pitch, that's a whole different thing. If you guys think that you're going to be voted in, then you should have a 3-minute pitch deck so you can share slides. So, and that's part of the sign-up process, if you have your pitch deck to go with.
Okay, hello. I'm Gregory Love. I started Activity 8 to change the world for the better, to make people happier and healthier while living the most exciting life possible. Learn to make sushi or play piano, maybe become a pilot or a mountaineer. You can teach what you love or get in-person coaching for any activity you're interested in. The time is now. People are ready to do fun activities and learn new, exciting things. Just like Uber, it's as easy as tapping on your phone, and just like that, your coaching session is on their way. Activity 8 is going to be the next Google or Uber for activities, so don't miss this ride. We're currently looking for partners, but have limited seats. It's time to Activity 8 yourself. Now available in app stores.
I thought you did a good job of making it interesting, compelling, and wanting for me to want to hear more.
Apologies, I didn't catch quite the opening. I was getting a few things arranged here, but the one thing that I did appreciate that you were able to put into that 1 minute is you had the call to action. You said, we're here, we want to engage, we're looking for partnerships and investments. So that's good. That you always want to say exactly what you're looking for in the pitch, even in a 1 minute.
I agree with both Maggie and Logan's comments, and my additional comments would be, if you did have time to talk about how big this market is and how active it is, I would like to have heard a little bit more about that.
Okay, next up we have Sujin.
Hi, my name is Sujin Yang, and I'm the CEO and founder of Illumino. So I've been applying lash extensions since 2007, and the glues that I learned then haven't changed much till today. So what happened was I was applying lash extensions on a client, and the lashes would never stay on. It wouldn't hold up to the makeup and oils and creams that she used. So I thought of a way to invent a LED curing device that can hold the glue longer, and it'll stay on forever while the hair is growing out. Our system is now utilized in parts of Europe and Asia, and we're looking to expand our team and grow our marketing opportunities. The hair extension industry is actually a larger industry than the eyelash industry, so we're looking to develop and invent a new patented technology for hair extensions. So that's why I've been looking for funding, and I offer trainings here in Las Vegas. Thank you so much.
All right. Hi, my name is Victory Binobaro. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Aero AI. We are a drone data capture 3D visualization company that provides comprehensive access to drone data for clients who need drone data for their businesses. We are basically building a next generation solution to connect drone pilots to clients who need that data through a platform, as well as protocols to process the data. The problem we're really solving is the sort of ad hoc and disaggregated approach for drone pilots to capture 3D information for clients. And we're building kind of like an Uber for drones and drone pilots to be able to provide that information to clients. We're excited to bring this tool to the world, and we're looking for partnerships with clients in the architecture, engineering, and construction industry to work and continue to build our project. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Elisa, founder of Be Sure Insurance. 2 years ago, my rental vehicle was vandalized and personal property was removed from it to the tune of about $2,500. And so after filing claims with my auto insurance company and filing a claim with my homeowners, I had $2,000 in deductibles, those combined. And so 6 months later, I wind up with nothing but a repaired window. Ergo, Be Sure. Be Sure is my low-cost, subscription-based supplemental deductible insurance. So it's subscription-based, it's very low cost. Once you have an incident, you file a claim with us using your same claim number from your insurance company, and voila, within 48 hours, we pay you to file that claim. And that's it. Be Sure.
Hello, everyone. I am Paul Roberson, the founder of Flow Unleashed. Flow Unleashed is the first leashing system that is designed to adapt to your movements via flexible, lightweight 360 technology so that athletes can enjoy training how they play. Or if you're a dog runner like me, you can simply run with the flow and no more hand-to-hand leash exchange. So just go with the flow. Flow Unleashed.
In the year 2000, 1,200 rogue drone flights were detected over the LAX landing and takeoff pattern in a single month. An FAA study showed between July 2021 and 22, there were almost 359,000 drones detected in the restricted airspace of less than 64 airports. This has been validated at dozens of airports across America. All levels of government and the aviation community have designated drone intrusions a major threat to the safety and national security, which resulted in April's White House Domestic Counter-UAS National Action Plan. It plans to integrate 550 airports and almost 18,000 federal, state, and local agencies. SafeFlight is the first and only company to use universal protocols and unique software to create those links.
My name is Laura Watson, and I'm creating a program called Limitless Village. I'm a former teacher with a master's in education, and I left teaching about 17 years ago. I've been a restaurant owner for the last 15 years. During that time, I recognized that school programs were not meeting the needs of my children or my employees. As a business owner, I was unable to homeschool my kids, and I decided that parents needed an option other than school or homeschool. So Limitless Village is my solution for working parents. It's like we work for families. So parents can have a co-working space and office space to keep their careers, but they can also create a customized homeschool program for their children with our guidance and project-based learning programs. Our co-working and learning facility make homeschooling possible for all families, even the working ones. By working and learning together, families can have more time after their workday to do the things that they love.
Hi, my name is Donald Frampton, and I'm the founder of Identity Crisis Craft Beverage. 14% of the world consumes coffee. 0% enjoy the jitters from too much caffeine. We've solved that problem with our highly caffeinated, jitter-free coffee drinks. Our formulations use naturally occurring amino acids and caffeine to promote brain-forward, extended energy. We're available online in a variety of flavors. We welcome investors to join us as we scale out to meet and grow demand.
Hi, my name is Ashley. I am a chef here in Las Vegas. In September of 2019, I quit my job as a chef on the Strip and I started my own business as a personal chef. I started meal prepping for clients, and by January of 2020, I decided that my main passion was doing special events and dinner parties. As I started transitioning my business into private chef services, COVID hit. I could no longer cook for clients in their home. I found on social media that everyone had a newfound interest for cooking. I realized that there could be a community devoted to all things food, and it could be a profitable market. My vision to develop an online streaming cooking app was born. 78% of households have switched to online streaming subscriptions rather than cable or satellite TV. My clients will be able to purchase monthly memberships and in return get access to recipes, cooking content, featuring chefs, documentaries, cooking articles, podcasts, the newest restaurants in Las Vegas, live cooking classes, and buying exclusive products.
Hello, I'm Gregory Love. I started Activity 8 to change the world for the better, to make people happier and healthier while living the most exciting life possible. Learn to make sushi or play piano, maybe become a pilot or a mountaineer. You can teach what you love or get in-person coaching for any activity you're interested in. The time is now. People are ready to do fun activities and learn new exciting things. Just like Uber, it's as easy as tapping on your phone, and just like that, your coaching session is on the way. Our market is $42 billion and trending upwards at over 8%. Activity 8 is going to be the next Google or Uber for activities. So don't miss this ride. We're currently looking for partners and have limited seats. It's time to Activity 8 yourself. Now available in app stores.
Okay. Thank you. All right, we also have time to give some feedback in general about all of the pitches.
So I was overall pretty impressed by the pitches. So everybody, I thought, did a really great job. Everybody managed their time really well. I think and all of them were really interesting. So it's hard to get. I'm a software guy, so it's hard to get me off of software. But there were some other things that were not software related, which I was intrigued by. I think I'd like, if I was giving some advice or criticism, it would be try to get to the problem faster. Most of you spent probably an extra 20 or 30% of the time kind of talking around the problem rather than just getting right to it. Because I think most of us understand what the problems are that each of you are addressing, which would leave you more time to talk a little bit more about your solution, and then about, you know, how many people or how many dollars there are that would likely take advantage of whatever it is that you've created. I mean, are we talking about something that's, you know, it's something that only focuses on one city with, you know, a few thousand users, or are we talking about something that's going to focus on hundreds of thousands of users or tens of thousands of businesses, perhaps, if you're selling to businesses? That's the thing that I would like to have heard more about. A little less on the problem and a little bit more on the market.
Yeah, just to echo Jeff, I was pretty impressed. You can definitely see that individuals in the room and online have taken notes from the previous 2 deconstruction sessions, and of course, a couple of the topic sessions we had, and practically applied it to their 1-minute pitches. So well done, everyone. I think that one thing I saw is a couple of people had good calls to action. So you're saying, hey, we're looking for investors, or, you know, we're looking for partnerships. We are doing X, Y, Z. We are in the market, or you can find us here on the App Store, whatever it might be. Good job on that. I think that it's always good to say, you are asking at the end of every pitch to say or particularly if you have an intended outcome, is to say exactly what you need or what you're looking for or what you're doing. So good job on that.
Okay, the only input I have, and it's probably an echo of the others, what we see in a lot of pitch decks that get sent to us, and it happened a couple times tonight, is people tend to talk too much about the problem instead of getting to their solution. But more importantly, what is the impact that that solution is going to provide for humanity? So it needs to be a problem, but you don't need to dwell on the problem. You also don't really need to dwell on the solution. It's the effect of the solution and how it's going to make life better for people. That makes it a compelling pitch. Rikshana, do you have anything you want to add?
Thought all the pitches were great. I was surprised that none of them really went over. I think the only feedback I have is for Ashley. Probably decide a company name, but that's really about it. Before you pitch, I feel like if I know a company name, that kind of sticks in my head. So just that's all.
All right. Well, we have a situation here where we've got a clear leader, and that's Sujin. And then we have a 3-way tie for second place. So we're going to listen to 4 3-minute pitches.
Hi, my name is Sujin Yang, and I'm the founder and CEO of Illumino. Since 2007, I've been applying lash extensions. And unfortunately, the lash extension glue hasn't changed much since then. And when I tell my students that I've been applying lashes since 2007, they're like, wow, you're really old school. So the problem with eyelash extensions are that, sorry, I messed up. So the eyelash extension industry is very new and a hugely growing market. For instance, eyelash extensions just became a scope of practice in 2017 in California State Board of Cosmetology. What are good eyelash extensions? The problem with eyelash extensions is they're good lashes and bad lashes. The problem with eyelash extension glues are that they don't dry fast enough and they don't tolerate water, oil, and makeup. And most importantly, clients and lash artists have been developing health complications from the chemicals in the glue. To overcome these issues, this old schooler invented the world's first LED curing device. This only can cure our certain proprietary glue, and it can withstand oil, water, makeup, and it's very flexible, so it could stay on for a very long time. Solutions. Okay. The link gel device is the world's only safest, which is rated RP27 device in the entire world. And this method can be utilized using our proprietary glue with that the glue is made here in the United States, and most glues are made outside of the United States, and no one knows what the glue contains completely. We currently have over 153 students internationally and in the United States, and we manufacture the device and the glue here in the United States. We actually manufacture the device here in-house in Las Vegas. And we also hold certified hands-on link gel trainings with students who fly in from all over the world. We just had a student from Europe and from Asia last week. And my goal is to scale more globally and expand our marketing opportunities because we have competitors in Germany and also in Japan. But as you can see, the device is completely different from what I've created, which is actually more made by an old schooler like me who worked lashes for several hours, and this is very ergonomic. And the goal is to actually scale to Japan next. We just received agreement that they're going to launch at Beauty World Tokyo in May. And my other, sorry, I'm messing up, but the other thing is that I really want to get into the hair extensions. And the hair extension market is so much broader and bigger, and I just need the funding to scale and grow our business. And I also would like, and I've already started a self-care line for eyelash extensions because there aren't many consumer products for taking care of eyelashes. Thank you very much.
Sure. No, I love this product. I think, there's absolutely a market for it. I like that you lead in with, you've done something similar with lashes and you're deciding to expand and it's worked. I am absolutely a fan of this, and I think I've said it before. I am absolutely a consumer. So well done, and yeah, like I said, great job. Thank you.
Okay, Jeff, you can go now.
Great. Well, I was intrigued by this the last time you pitched, Sujin. I know nothing about lashes, but I'm intrigued about the business. I know that it's probably a big market. I would like to have heard more specifics about how big the lash market is and sort of divided by sort of worldwide, US, and then these other markets you want to go into. So I have a better sense for it since I'm not as aware of how many people take advantage of these kind of services. I love that you had the patent number in there. I don't think you did the first time you did this. So way to go on that. And if you do mess up while you're pitching, just keep going. Don't call it out. Just if we're not super familiar with your pitch or with you or your company, we're not even going to notice. So just keep going. I think most of us get it, even people like me who don't understand this lash market, get that it's a problem and that the glue's a problem and that people get rashes. So be quicker on your solution, your problem and your solution description, and tell me more about your business. How big is it now? How big do you expect it to grow? What are you going to do with the money you raise? You didn't even give us a specific amount that you were asking for, which I would like to have seen. Or you mean you're looking for $100 or $100 million? So don't know that. Would like to know that. Also, when you're asking for money, you want to say how you think you'll spend it. You know, are you going to spend it on people? Are you going to spend it on marketing? You can spend it on applying for more patents. You know, I didn't get a sense for that, but I do have to tell you, the proprietary glue, the whole process is really interesting, and I want to hear. You've made me want to hear more. So way to go, good job, and make a few corrections along the way. I think you'll be in Paul Cotton, as they say.
Okay, who says that? All right, Logan, any feedback?
I reiterate a few points that the other team members made. Well done on it. The slides looked nice. They were styled well. That counts for more than you think. So well done on that. Practice makes perfect. To Jeff's point, you know, just truck through it. They won't know better if you kind of keep going with the pitch and keep practicing on it, so you can just do it in your sleep without hesitation and no issues at all. The market, Jeff talked about the market size. You should always put that in dollars. I'm not sure if those were in dollars, but put a big dollar sign next to it. You want it very clear what the dollar representation or the dollar market opportunity is. The call to action, Jeff kind of touched on it, is what are you seeking? What do you need? Like, are you raising? What are you going to do with that money? What are your intentions with, why are you pitching, essentially? I think that's pretty important. And then the business model itself wasn't quite as clear to me. You talked about, you have 120 something educators, but it wasn't really clear. Okay, so are these people, do they buy it from you and then they use it? Is it a wholesale to various companies? What is the business model itself? But overall, well done. Yeah, it's just a few mistakes. And like Jeff, I'd like to know more.
Yes, good job. I don't need to repeat anything anybody else said. I think you did impart a lot of information about the lash industry for people who are not familiar with it. But I was wanting to know more about your pricing, what the whole market size is, that kind of stuff.
Hi, my name is Victor Binobar. I'm excited to present to you Area AI and our mission to unlock the full potential of aerial data for drone pilots. The problem we're solving is the inadequate approach to data capture and analysis in the commercial drone industry. Basically, what this means is that currently there's a disaggregated approach that drone pilots use to work independently for contractors. So a lot of times it leads to underutilization of their data because they only capture that data for one client, as opposed to being able to work for multiple people and provide information for multiple people. This results to, again, that underutilization and missed insights, but as well as the waste of time, and it's the cost of capturing that data is then more than the value that the actual data brings. Our solution is an all-in-one software as a service solution that provides commercial drone data collection, processing, and visualizations to businesses and clients. We are basically providing an Uber model and a fly-to-earn program to provide clients who need drone data with certified licensed drone pilot. And we're giving those drone pilots user-friendly tools to process that data into information that can be utilized by multiple people. And then we're providing a visualization solution to clients to be able to interact and to visualize that data and get better insights than just the direct files they would typically get from clients, from drone pilots. So these are some of our data sets. It's 2D images, 3D models, point cloud, and generally information that's needed from drone imagery. We provide those data for those software to drone pilots to be able to fulfill that. This is our software program that allows immersive and interactive access to the data that the drone pilots has collected. These exist in a freemium model that allows clients to immersively
and interactively get insights from the drone data. We have two business models: drone as a service, where we get 30% fee from each contract that's fulfilled by drone pilots, and you can see the average value of our photogrammetry, which is mapping and LiDAR fees. For the drone platform for visualization software, we're using a freemium model to give clients professional, essential, and enterprise use of this information. We have a fairly huge market, looking at a $10 billion global drone services market. And we think with our drone as a service business model, we can capture about 20% we can capture about $15 million. And then with our, thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so one, and this happens, so don't worry about it too much. But one thing you should always be prepared for: the technical issues. If you know you're going to be pitching ahead of time, is log on, have a buddy log on, co-founder log on. You go to 2 different rooms, you log on with your Zoom, make sure everything works well. Because it can just it can derail if it takes too long to take care of the technical issues. But don't worry, it does happen often enough. This is interesting, but it's a little unclear on the business model. I think I heard you say, an Uber model, and you're using, private contractor pilots for your drones. So what it does is make me really interested. Something sounds interesting, but it's just a tad unclear. And now that might just be because you had to compress it into a 3-minute pitch. But think about ways that you can make it real clear, real quick. But I am really interested. Deck, the deck's nicely branded. It's color coded according to your brand. You have your brand on, you have the logo on each page, so it looks nice to the eyes as far as the branding and the look of it. Good Tam Sam Som. You had it was well structured. You had your assumptions in there. I think that this slides might be a tad too dense for a 3-minute pitch. So think about how you can streamline that information. As a submittable deck, great. For a 10-minute pitch deck, maybe. And so always be thinking about how you can streamline and really make your narration clear, streamlined, punchy, and to the point, and make sure that your slides might act as a support structure for that narration. But overall, decent job.
Jeff?
Great. I was intrigued by the business. I was never clear about what you meant by data, and drone data has to be integrated. Is that videos? Is it other data? So I would like to know. I would suggest that you give an example of one of your personas or one of your use cases, and use that as a means of describing what you mean about integrating your data. I understand that there's a lot of people that want video or pictures or other things from drones, whether it's actual photography or video or LiDAR, as you said. So intriguing. I think the business model was sort of clear, but could be clearer. I think if you practice your pitches of different lengths, whether it's a 1 minute, a 3-minute, or a 10-minute, I think you'll get better and better. But there seems like there's something here. I'd want to know more, but I think you need to make it a bit crisper on your problem. And you would have, if you'd have done that, you probably would have gotten through the whole deck, or at least much more of it than you were able to. So I think, like I said, there's something there. And I think if you keep working on it, it's going to get better and better.
If you're going to do a 3-minute pitch, you should have a 3-minute deck. That's a 10-minute deck. So the risk with that, which is what you fell subject to, is that you have these slides, you feel like you have to talk about each slide. So you should customize your deck for the presentation that you're giving. I was confused by your business model. It seems like maybe you have a 2-sided marketplace because you're giving work to the drone operators. On the other hand, the people who need data from drones, I think they should all be willing to pay for it. So I don't think that you need a freemium to attract users. But again, I actually didn't understand that much about what you were packaging this data as. So I think there are ways that you could be clearer about what you're trying to do so that it's understandable to a person in a shorter period of time. But thank you for your presentation.
My name is Elisa, founder of Be Sure Insurance app. I didn't clarify that earlier. So Be Sure is a low premium or low cost supplemental subscription-based insurance. And what it does is, first and foremost, the average consumer doesn't understand their insurance and no one understands their deductible. So in my case, what happened was my car was vandalized, but I had to file 2 claims. One was homeowners and one was auto. The homeowners covered the personal property and the auto covered the damage to the vehicle. And so the average person doesn't know that all the time. And all your coverages, there's so many variables. If you don't know what to choose, you just don't know what to choose until something happens. So that's what happened to me. In the end, my deductibles were $2,000. And so the damage and the stolen items totaled over $2,500. Therefore, 6 months later, I lost. I didn't have to file. All I had to do was just have my window repaired. But I filed. So I get a strike on my insurance, yada, yada, yada. They want to raise my premium. So out of frustration, I figured out we need a supplemental deductible insurance that's subscription based, like Netflix. You sign up. Once you sign up, then after you've signed up, you can say, okay, I'm going to pay my $3.99 this month for $500. It's like 3, 4, 5 tiers. $3.99 a month for $500, and it's almost you pay as you go. So you pay as you go over a 12-month period. You could cancel, but you're not covered if you don't pay for that month. It's just like Netflix. You've got to pay to be covered. And so it's really low cost. And I think the problem that it solves is that people, if you don't understand your deductible, that's the problem that's being solved here, because no one understands. I think I have really good insurance. I have homeowners and I have auto insurance, and I thought I was covered, but I'm not. So that's what Be Sure technically is about, giving you some backup coverage for a low cost. Now, if you know anything about the insurance industry, they're about a 15% of insurers will file a claim. So the only way to kind of offset what our initial investment would be is, to add verticals to that later on. But that would be our foray into the insurance industry by offering the low cost subscription-based deductible insurance to any and everybody at a very low cost. Oh, okay. So I'm sorry. I wish I could be more clear and I had more, but it's an app and you are paid immediately within 48 hours of filing your claim with your insurance company. The technology allows us to cross-reference your filing with your insurance company.
Okay,
so
Alicia. Yeah, you're over time.
Okay.
All right, Jeff.
I think this is an interesting idea. I love the insurance business. They were the original industry that gave us pay as you go, or pay as something as a service. So I think you've got there's some complexity in the business I think you'll want to address, and I'd love to see a formal pitch deck with some financials to model it. First question that popped into my mind is, are you really selling insurance? Does that mean you're regulated? Because insurance is a highly regulated product on a state-by-state basis. I want to know more about that. I think I'd be a little worried about, is somebody going to buy the insurance in the month that they need a claim filed? Like, we're going to just not buy it, and then suddenly there's a claim in the month of January, and we're halfway through, and you can't track when exactly the claim was coming in. So there's some items in the business that I want to see you be able to talk about and answer questions about. So, but I like the overall idea. I think there's some work to be done so that it can be better described to an investor, especially around the regulatory environment. So pursue it. Pursue the idea. collect more information, create yourself a pitch deck around it that addresses some of those issues. And I'd like to hear about it again as you develop it.
Thank you. I'll go next. You didn't get to the actual pricing, and I don't know that you've done the market research. So it seems like you may have come into our boot camp kind of late in the process. The good news is that all of the videos from all the sessions are online, and so you can catch up. It's a very intriguing idea, as you can tell by the vote. It's like, yeah, people have always had that same issue. It's like, I buy this insurance, I pay for it, I pay for it, I pay for it, and then I finally have a claim. And is it even worth it to make the claim because of the deductible? So you have a very interesting notion here. Logan?
Yeah, one of the things I'll say is, again, you put yourself out there, so props to you for it, is practice makes perfect. You'll get that. And when you create a pitch, there's a almost formulaic way that you go about it, which adds structure that will help you get the compelling parts of your pitch across. So I encourage you to keep practicing, to structure it so that it keeps you moving, keeps the story moving. You can talk about things that we miss, such as like the business model, which it's insurance, but we're going to want a little bit about the app, the business model, this immediate payment that you're talking about and how that's possible, market sizing, et cetera. So I think the biggest thing that is good job putting yourself out there. But add structure, practice makes perfect, and the structure will help you get the compelling parts across the venture. But good job.
So again, my name's Donald Frantum, and I'm the founder of Identity Crisis Craft Beverage. And this was me about 3 years ago. Every time I tried to drink anything with caffeine on it, I turned into a monster and became pretty defensive. So a lot of people actually suffer from caffeine sensitivity. It's a vicious cycle. You wake up tired, you caffeinate, you have those morning jitters, then you have that afternoon crash, you recaffeinate, and then, oh my God, insomnia, right? So, and then of course there's the unpleasant flavor of like the burnt flavors or the very sour notes of coffee that a lot of people don't like. So we actually think we've solved that by doing something very non-traditional. We brewed coffee and tea together, making it both functional, flavorful, and nootropic. And nootropic is really just a catchphrase or whatever, not a catchphrase, but like a buzzword for brain function, activating your brain function and just really having a lot of focus and energy in your brain. So we have 2 types, and we have 14 delicious and unique flavors. Oh, okay. And so our market is pretty big, as you can probably theorize, right? I mean, it's coffee and tea and nootropics. So if you just look at this quickly, there's $85.16 billion in U.S. revenue. That's a lot of money. Obviously, we're not going to make all of that, but we think that we can capture a big part of the market. We find that our key demographic are people who are caffeine sensitive. And as it turns out, a lot of women are caffeine sensitive just because of their stature and just their tolerance for caffeine. So our model is direct to consumer. And then, of course, we'd like to, at some point, move into wholesale distribution, specifically with C-Store. We like the travel center idea of putting it out there at travel centers. A lot of truck drivers have acid reflux from drinking too much coffee. This would take care of that. So pretty good stuff. And then our competitors, well, we really don't have any direct competitors, but of course the competitors out there are all the ones Starbucks being the behemoth of the group. And then of course there are a lot of single players out there. One thing to note though, a lot of these players, they use similar models for manufacturing their product. They use a scale-up method. We use a scale-out method. The scale-up method is to produce a concentrate and then market it as different types of coffee drinks, whether that be espresso or cold brew or whatever, but it's all the same concentrate. Our traction so far, well, first of all, we have formulation. That's pretty unique. We have supply chain. We've already identified our supply chain.
So we missed some of your business model, what you're going to be charging, and your ask if you have one. But you were imparting a lot of information. I enjoyed it. I still would like to know more. But again, how many slides did you create for a 3-minute pitch?
10 slides for a 3-minute pitch.
Yeah, that's a little too much. As you can tell, because you ran out of time. It is interesting though, and you presented it well. So you just didn't get through it. Jeff, what's your feedback?
I'll echo what Maggie said, and I'm going to add to it a little bit. So first, I'd love to understand what you talked about the whole market, and of course it's crazy large, but I would like to know how many people are caffeine sensitive. I know it's not all women. Maybe women are a bigger percentage of it, but how big is that market, either in numbers of humans, prefer it in numbers of humans and numbers of dollars compared to the overall market? Is it 3% of the market, 5% of the market, half the market? Don't know, wish I knew. I would love to have heard the rest of the presentation on, I understand the B2C and the distribution model, but would love to have understood a little bit more about what your traction is and where you're going with it. So I think it's a good start. And I'd like to know more. So just wish you'd been able to compress a little bit more, maybe spend a little bit less time describing the different personas who have the problem. It's like, hey, people like coffee, but there's a lot of them that are caffeine sensitive. We have a beverage that addresses that problem. Tell us how many there are and then move on. I think we all would have understood the basics of it. If we wanted to actually know more, we would have asked. So a little less time on the problem and a little bit more on the business.
Okay, Logan.
I thought that it might be able to use some additional brevity, but your intro was pretty good. You kind of had a story and you had a dash of humor in there, and that's always good to draw the audience in initially, and then you can dive in your product, business model, etc. Slide looked good. It needs one round of deck review, and it's going to be good to go. You had a lot of on most of the parts of it. You had a couple slides that were a little bit crowded. There's way too much going on, but overall, the look of it felt nice. It felt good. And you had your product slide there. It clearly showed an image of them. That was great to see, particularly for a product-based company. It did pretty well there. In the future, when you're talking about your competition, you talked about a few different, kind of business models there. You can do that. Another way is to also have a additive slide called a competitive matrix, where you can just real simply, really briefly demonstrate the competitive edges or the differentiating value add against your companies. You're right, there are some behemoths in the area. So us very clearly understanding what you do is important. One, you have a formulation that's different than anyone else. That's excellent. But we also want to know the business model components and any other differentiating components. Overall, pretty decently done. Your 1-minute pitch knocked it out of the ballpark. So with a little bit more practice, 3-minute pitch is going to be perfect. Thank you all, and particularly thank you all that put yourselves out here today. I will be standing by to answer any additional questions in the room. Those that are online, if you need to get a hold of us, ask any questions, you can absolutely reach out to me, Logan, Logan, @startupnv.com. Just to echo what Maggie said, it's been a privilege and a pleasure. If you have friends that you think would value that, please send out the links. Encourage them to enroll in next year's boot camp. And you are all, of course, welcome back to the next year's boot camp. With that being said, feel free to reach out to us if you have any additional questions or look for additional resources. Happy to engage. And with that, good night, everyone.